What's up guys, it's me Eric B and I'm back in the garage and I'm installing some more parts here on the Panigale V2. And what we're going to be swapping out are the rear sets here, and we're going to be going with none other than DBK. And this is everything you get in the kit when you order these rear sets. So you can get them in red and black, as I have right here. So you get these little red pieces, or you can get them in all black. So it comes with everything you need: pegs, levers, hardware. You even get some thread locker in the kit. And a huge shout out to Manny at Moto Million for the rear set. So if you guys are looking to pick these up for your V2, I will leave a link down in the description below where you can get them. And unfortunately, the kit does not come with heel guards. So what you can do is you can order some from Ducati Performance and get yourself some carbon fiber ones. Or you can do what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull these off, sand them down, put some primer on them, and repaint them black, and then throw them back on there, and I think they'll look just as good. But other than that, let's go ahead and get these rear sets put together and then get everything installed. All right, and one thing I forgot to mention on the DBK box here, if you look for a sticker in there, it has a QR code on it, and then you can download some instructions to help you put the rear sets together. All right, we got everything pulled out of the packaging, ready to go. We got all our screws, bolts, hardware, everything right here. And then we got the instructions pulled up here from that QR code. Now I will say, you need to make sure that you are definitely using some thread locker on all of your hardware on here, because when I had my Aprilia RS660, I had some rear sets that I installed on there, and I think I failed to put something together properly using Loctite and all that stuff. And when I was out on the road, I had something fell off on one of the levers. I can't remember exactly, but I wasn't able to shift or anything like that, so I had to like jerry rig something, and I was out on the back roads. So yeah, just make sure you guys follow the instructions, put everything together right so stuff doesn't fall apart and you end up having a bad day. All right, so while I'm doing this, I'm gonna try to explain each thing that I'm doing so you guys can see that, because I know the instructions can be a little bit difficult to read at times. And then, yeah, it just makes it a lot easier for you guys to kind of follow step by step. So we're gonna pull all this off, and then we're gonna have to also deal with this, because on the new kit, you got a new spring, a new little lollipop thing here that goes into the brake master cylinder. And then you're gonna have to play with that a little bit. I'll show all that. And then I believe a couple of these pieces of screws you're gonna reuse, but I'll double check the kit, and then I'll show you, make sure you guys know what screws you need to use and everything like that. So yeah, just bear with me. All right guys, sorry about the lighting if it's a little weird right now with the sun coming through the garage, but what we're gonna be doing is taking one of these right here, and the cool thing is it goes in like so, it just slides into place. So whenever you get ready to change the position of this, you just got to remove one bolt that holds this in. You slide this out, and then you can remove the peg around on here wherever you need it to put it, to suit your needs. All right, what I'm doing next is taking this piece right here, and you're gonna take your M6 by 35 bolt. It's the only one, black one that's in it, that's like really long. And then basically on the back side here, you're just gonna take this piece and put it right on there like so, like that. Hope you guys can see that pretty good. And then that's just gonna go on the back side right there. So basically what this is gonna do is this is where your master cylinder is gonna go. If you follow the instructions on the specific bolts, it will give you the torque values for those. All right, next you wanna take this lever right here, and then you have a bolt running right through the middle. And then what you're gonna do is right here, that's where that's gonna go. So it's just gonna bolt up right there, and then be just like that. All right, and for the brake master cylinder, you're gonna get this piece right here. You have two of these in here, one for that, and then one for that one, but that's gonna go on one end here, and then you're gonna take this piece right here, and that's gonna go on the other end. So let me show you what it looks like here real quick. All right, and that is what it should look like when you get it all put together. I still have a lot of threads hanging out there, and I'm sure it's gonna need to come down a little bit more, but it started to get tight once I was hand tightening it. So maybe put a wrench on that and something up here and screw it down a little bit further. All right, one thing I failed to mention, once you get this plunger set up for your rear brake master cylinder, once you get this piece on, if I can get this to focus here, don't forget to add the nut right here on there that comes in your kit. I didn't show it earlier, but I just want to make sure you guys saw that. All right, so I'm going to remove these 2 screws here so we can get this piece in. And then in order to get this part in, right there like so, it's not going to fit because you have a screw right here that's in the way. So once you remove that, that'll lock that into place. Stick that in there just like that. And then put that screw back through the bottom, sits in that groove. And then you can tighten out the way that you want it. You can maneuver that either front or back, however you want it. All right, so pretty much the same thing as the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and get the peg on and then just continue moving forward and showing you guys on the video here. All right guys, so we're back in business. I had a little bit of a delay because of the stripped out bolt head here. And it sucked too because it's inside and you can't just put like a pair of vice grips on it and get it off that way. So I was able to go to the store and pick up this extractor kit, and this thing is 10 out of 10, would buy it again. Definitely recommend it. And this one was really tight for whatever reason. And I guess my tool that I had just stripped it out. So be really careful when you're taking these off so you don't have a bad day. And yeah, let's go ahead and continue getting this one on. All right, and here is the DBK rear set compared to the OEM rear set. All right, so this is the back side of the rear set. I wanted to show you guys here really quick before I get it on. All right, so these little bolts right here, you'll get 2 of those in your kit, and those are for the spring that's gonna go on there. So if I have it somewhere, here it is. You get your spring right here that's gonna go on there, so you know, whenever you push down, it springs back up. So one's gonna go right here on the lever, and then the other one's gonna go right here. And then you have this screw right here that's gonna be for your piece right here. That's gonna bolt in right there. Yeah, if we can get to focus here, but that's where that's gonna go. All right, so once you do that, you should be good to go. And remember, all this stuff, don't tighten any of this stuff down yet so you can make adjustments and everything. You're gonna sit on the bike, see what works for your foot and everything. And then obviously the brake master cylinder is gonna go right here on that piece. So, all right, let's continue. All right, and I almost forgot that these 2 screws are provided in your kit. You'll get a short one and a longer one. I think this one's like an M8 by 40 and this one's a M8 by 25. The longer one will go on the top and the shorter one will go on the bottom. And when you install it, you got this spacer as well. That's gonna go behind that on the top portion of the rear set. And also don't forget, the torque on these 2 is 20 Newton meters or about 14 foot-pounds. All right guys, so real quick, I forgot to mention something about this this little stopper right here, and I already put my light away, so if it's a little dark, I apologize. But on this, you want to be able to adjust this nut on the bottom and make sure that you have some free play in this brake pedal. So see how I got it's some play there, and there's like a little bit of a gap in between there before you actually push the brake down. Because if you have this adjusted too far out and this is pushing down like that, then your brake is gonna be a little bit activated, and while you're going down the road, you may have the brake on just a little bit, so it could over time just wear out your brake. So just be careful and make sure you adjust this to have a little bit of free play in the pedal. Because I noticed it when I was putting this on, and I was like, why is this kind of down? And then I adjusted it, and I kind of thought about it. So yeah, there you have it. Now you're probably wondering why I cracked the nut on this right here, because you're gonna need to take this off and add in that piece I was talking about earlier to the kit. So you'll see what I'm doing here in just a minute. Also, if you guys are wondering, I'm already set up for GP shift. If you were doing normal shift, this little piece right here would be facing downwards. If you're gonna go GP shift, you need to rotate it in the up position like I have it right now. All right, you are supplied with 2 M8 by 25 bolts that'll go right here to your main assembly. So you wanna tighten those down to 20 Newton meters. But before you actually put the rear set on, you wanna go ahead and take this rod off of the OEM one here. So there's a bolt on the back side, just pull that off, because you're gonna need to add that onto the new one on the back side of this lever here, right there. So I'll show you that here in just a second. All right, I just wanna do a quick side-by-side comparison of the DBK rear set to the OEM one. You can see how much beefier the DBK one looks. All right, so like I was saying, you're gonna put this rod here onto the DBK rear set, and they supply you with a shorter screw to put in here, because you're not going to use the OEM screw, even though it does fit, but it's a little bit too long, because if you do, it'll be touching the back of the rear set here and it'll scrape it. So that's why you got to use that shorter one. It's a little weird because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of thread to go into it, but it works, and it'll go on there like that. All right, now what we're gonna do is to get this just right, and as you can see how much space we have from here to there. So we're gonna have to do some adjustments. Probably pull this out a little bit on the bottom, and then you also get this in the kit that you're gonna add right here. I think you can, in the instructions it has you add it on the bottom, but you can add it up on the top here as well. So you're gonna add this there, move this, shift this up, and then that'll give you more room in order to connect this to there. And then what you're gonna do is you get this little screw here, if I can show you right here. And then you're just gonna take that and screw it in on one end, like so. So you screw it in on one end like that, and then that'll go like in there. And then this threaded portion of the lollipop here will go on the other end. All right, now that this is all said and done right now, I actually didn't make any changes to the bottom lollipop. I only did everything right here, and you can see where the lever is right here at the bottom. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna have to sit on the bike. You're gonna have to, you know, because I don't even have this adjusted yet. Sit on it, see where your foot is and everything and how that's gonna be to get that adjusted. And then you're gonna have to adjust this to see how high or down it needs to be in order to get your foot up under it to make it shift and everything. And with normal riding shoes, it's not a problem. Since I wear my boots at the track, I usually have a problem because they're a little bit thicker and stiffer to flex. So trying to get my foot under it is always a problem. So usually I have to set mine a little bit higher up, but just get it to where it's comfortable for you. All right, so we got the rear set all set up. Everything is good to go, tightened down. So we have these main bolts tightened to 20 Newton meters, which is roughly 14 pound-feet of torque. And then we have all of this worked out to where it's comfortable for my foot. I even used my race boot, my Alpine Star SuperTech R, and put my foot under here because I usually have issues trying to get my foot under to downshift because I am set up for GP shift, but everything is good to go now. This rod is good as well. So in the instructions it says this is on the bottom, but because it's a reverse thread, I tried doing that with the little that little black screw that goes in between here. And I tried using, just this piece on the other end, and it won't work for whatever reason. It won't screw into it. So you gotta have to do it up here. And also how you know that it's reverse thread, because right here there's like a line down here on the bottom half of it. But yeah, if you do it like this, you'll be fine, no worries at all. Also, the screw that comes in here, you have the screw that comes with it, right? The OEM screw, but you get a little bit longer screw in the packet. And then there is a smaller bushing that you'll get, a little small black bushing that you need to put on the back side, because you're gonna need some space here because this rod will come close to the swing arm. So that kind of pushes it out a little bit, and then there's no problem shifting or anything. The other thing is, you can see now, I just took the bolt that holds this down, I took it out so you can see this slide in and out. So then you can make your adjustments if you need to move the peg anywhere on there. And then it slides in, and then you put your bolt back in there to hold it down. All right, so I wanted to show you right there how much clearance you actually have between the rod and the swing arm. And without that bushing, you don't have a whole lot of room. So as you can see here at the top, there is that bushing right there. So just make sure you have that in there, and you'll be good to go. All right, and for the finishing touch, I decided to reuse my OEM heel guard here. I just painted it black, looks really good. You can also get a carbon fiber one from Ducati Performance if you want to. I decided to do that, and yeah, not too bad. All right, so we've finally come to the end of the install here, and as you can see, I kept my OEM heel guard and just gave it a nice little paint job there. And then really the only adjustment you have to make on this side is just to the lever here. So you can adjust that to however you want it to be on your foot. And then pretty much that is it. So now, oh, and also with the peg, wherever you need it to be there. Now, the things that I struggled with here, as you're gonna notice, is the master cylinder. So once you get it on, you're gonna have to play with it a little bit because of the brake line. So if you have the aftermarket Termignani exhaust, this, you'll see here, you'll run into some issues here. So the heat shield, I had to get a Dremel and shave it down a little bit there, because it is touching, or it will touch the top of your reservoir here. Just the way that they did it, I don't know. It seems to be, I don't know, it seems to be further back from the stock one. So yeah, that's gonna touch. If you have the stock exhaust, it's not gonna be a problem. But yeah, with this exhaust, yeah, that heat shield's gonna be in the way, and I had to, like, you know, cut it down a little bit so that way it's not touching it. And then trying to get this top bolt in, because it doesn't sit the way that it's supposed to because of the brake line. Again, because of this exhaust, the way that it's routed, it's touching the brake line here. So really it's like, and it's pretty tight too. So I don't know how that's gonna be as far as heat goes, and over time, just kind of tight right there, because the way that this was routed before was further back that way, and I couldn't get this master cylinder to sit flush. So I basically had to crack the nut right here and rotate this elbow to the front, so that way it gave it more space to sit flush on the rear set here. So you guys can see right there. Yeah, it would not fit right without dealing with that. So if you guys get to that and you have the exhaust here, yeah, I know you're gonna have to play with it a little bit, but if you have the stock exhaust, you're fine. It shouldn't be an issue. All right, so let me know what you think about this video and if it helped you out. I know this can be a little tricky and kind of overwhelming when you look at the instructions and you're like, what the heck? But I wanted to make a step-by-step video to kind of help you guys and guide you while you do your install. And let me know what you think about the looks of the DBK rear sets. Obviously, they look a lot better than the OEM ones. Huge shout out to Manny at Moto Million. I will leave a link down in the description below where you can find those at. And other than that, guys, we'll see you in the next one.